She is a certified life, happiness, and parenting coach. Suman's journey in this field has been one of passion and dedication to helping individuals and families navigate the complexities of life with joy and fulfillment. With a background rooted in psychology, today Suman will share with us insights and strategies on successful parenting. So join our hands together and welcome Suman Manaxia on stage.
Hello everyone. How many of you are parents in the room? How many parents are happy when their children get awarded, rewarded, or get into the college of their dreams? How many parents are responsible for their children's smiles? I grew up in a household where the language of love was paramount and explicitly spoken, and my father spoke it the loudest. He never stayed for his business trips even for a day because he knew his family was waiting for him. He was the sole breadwinner of the family and provided us with the best. But he knew he never had to carry his burdens home as he loved his family too much. When he came home from work and rang the bell, my brother and I would rush to the door to open the door just to be greeted with the widest smiles and the warmest hugs. He never watched television till we fell asleep, as he knew his time and attention were the most important things he could give us. He watched our emotions closely. He listened to my brothers and my stories relentlessly without a frown, and he always had our back. My mom, on the other hand, had different parenting skills, if you may say so. She never compared us to any other kids. She made us feel our grades did not identify our worth. And when we lost, she celebrated our wins by giving us one big dairy milk. And I grew up understanding parenting was directly proportionate to love. But those times were simpler, they were not so competitive. So when I gave birth to a beautiful daughter, I adapted different parenting skills. So initially everything was fun and game, and then came the most difficult time of parenting, the decision-making time. Am I doing the right thing? The other mother is doing that, so if I'm not, will my child fall behind? So what was the easiest way? The easiest way to follow the roadmap the experienced parents had laid. So my parenting skills revolved around making her well-mannered, responsible, and capable to face the competitive world. My parenting skills tried to fit her into a box that the society had made. I slowly realized I was losing touch of her warmth, her love. She started becoming distant. She started hiding things from me, and that was heart-wrenching. I always wanted to have a strong bond with her like I did with my parents. So one day I took her out to a coffee shop and asked her, what was the matter? Why are you being distant? She opened up. She said, Mama, when was the last time you asked me what made me happy or sad? Mama, when was the last time we sat for hours, spent time doing nothing, watching movies? And what she said next brought tears to my eyes. She said, Mama, when was the last time you communicated to me without trying to give me a life lesson or giving me, like children today say, gyan? So I teared up. I couldn't control my tears. And then the next moment, she hugged me tight and she said, Mama, I need you. I realized I was not being a mother. I was being a tiger mom, trying to fit her into the society's mold. And slowly, as our coffee dates increased, our bond became stronger. We spoke about everything under the sun and just became easier and two-way rather than one. So that was, and as much as it hurts to tell y'all that parenting being the toughest job in the world, yet we get no formal training for it. We have to figure out all on its own. And that's the sole reason I stand here as a happiness and parenting coach. Many parents come to me for coaching and ask me, my child is not confident. My child cannot concentrate. My child does not want to listen to me. And my child is not focused. What will she become in life? And then I end up asking them the same question. What is your child's routine? Which day of the week is your child free? Deafening silence. The child is never free. Classes, sports, activities, and by the time the child returns, do you really think the child will have energy to communicate and bond? Weekends and weekdays exist for a reason. It's to bond with parents, with grandparents, to communicate, to love. And what have we done? No parent comes and asks me, my child does not smile. My child is not happy. What can I do? And ironically, children are born to be happy. They are happy. They're just being loved, playing, just having an ice cream. We parents unknowingly complicate it by attaching their happiness to first wins. A medal on sports day, A+ grades, winning the swimming competition, speaking well on an elocution competition. Children don't need that. I lost my dad 2 years back, and I don't miss the material possessions he provided. I miss his warm hugs on the darkest days of my life. I miss his calls to give me advice. I miss his loving words when I need him the most. By all means, raise swimmers, raise achievers, raise athletes, but don't let them believe happiness is success. My father taught me one thing. The happiness is not only in the tangible. Everlasting happiness is in the intangible. I believe I have not let my dad down and forward his legacy of happy parenting. And today, I would like to leave you with a quote. Every parent is a mirror for every child who's finding his worth in that mirror. Be a good parent. Thank you. Thank you.